I'm not sure how else to say this, but I personally find the videos of immigrants, migrants just being rounded up, separated from their family members, stuffed into unmarked vehicles, and being essentially disappeared to what are essentially concentration camps, incredibly triggering, specifically as a Jewish person, and specifically as a Jewish person who lost about 24 family members in the Holocaust. And I keep thinking about a friend who's also Jewish, who said about this that now I see how easy it was to gas the Jews. I personally have wondered what would have happened if there had been smartphones and social media in the 1930s and 40s. Would the Holocaust have happened? But now I see that it doesn't do shit. We're seeing, just like in the 1930s and 40s, our neighbors, members of our communities, just getting ripped from school pickup lines, plucked off the streets, from parking lots, just ripped out of our communities and being disappeared. I'm sure there are many Americans cheering for this, but I think there are even more people who find it distasteful and tragic and sad and wish it weren't happening and want to do something about it, but don't know what to do and are scared to do anything because they worry about what would happen to them if they were to risk life and limb to throw their bodies in the way of law enforcement. Even those of us who find it unconscionable and horrifying don't really know what to do about it. This is how authoritarian regimes work. They make you feel alone and they make you feel powerless. And that kind of state of paralysis, even when we are horrified and angered by what we're seeing, is how horrible things happen. The other point is that all of this is a manufactured crisis, right? In the 1920s and 30s, right-wing ideologues slowly but surely convinced Europeans that the large Jewish populations in their countries were a problem. It was called the Jewish problem, and somebody had to do something about it. Of course, it was not a problem, and nobody had to do anything about it. These were just people living their lives in their countries, contributing to their societies, just like anybody else. But they created this idea that it was a problem and that these people were invaders and aliens and other, and somebody had to do something about it. And so when mass deportations came, a lot of people were happy. A lot of people thought, well, I don't like the way they're doing it, but at least they're doing something about the problem. And we can't disagree that there's a problem. There's obviously a problem. And the same thing here has happened when it comes to discussing immigration in America.